Hey YouTube, Scarecrow here, and I am here to give you my updated build of standard format gold paladins now that they got in their second wave. This is not a Ezel build. This is, I guess you could call it a Garmore Pellinore build. I like this build more. It's also far cheaper. This is, I guess, what you could call a budget build. You can build it a lot cheaper. I think it's more fun. It's pretty cool. I'll get into it and show you how it works. So, we obviously have our starter, and our trigger lineup is 6 front, 6 draw, and 4 heal. I'm not playing crits. The fronts are just like, you get so many like attacks off in this deck that the fronts are just scarier, because once you have a lot of rear guards waiting to pick up a front, it's just scarier, and it helps you deal with when your opponent damage checks triggers and stuff. So and then playing 6 draw, because this deck doesn't have great defense. And you need card advantage to be able to like still throw out all of your cards and draw into your combo pieces and stuff. So for grade 1s, first we still got Haugen here. Yeah, he's still pretty good in the sense that like you get to peek at the top card when your Vanguard hits. Even early game when you can't even use it, if you look at it and see it's like a draw, you're like, ooh, I know I should just no guard the first attack, take that +10 and draw. But like this card's also scary and gives your Vanguard on hit pressure, so pretty good. Next we have a new guy, Knight of Vitality. This card is pretty cool and very helpful to the deck. When your grade 3 is placed on Vanguard, you move him to your soul, draw, and call a card. So this is very cool. First things off, he's got good stats. He's an 8K. Second, the big thing I like about him is you get to move him to the soul. It's fantastic. This deck uses a lot of soul. Being able to put a card in the soul is actually like really good. It helps this deck a lot. He replaces himself by drawing a card. Really cool. Dig through the deck, replace himself, get himself out of the way, and then you call a card. So useful in battle, where like when you pull off your Pellinore, if he's out there, you could then like draw a card and call a card to an Excel circle, do more attacks. I like this guy a lot. He's actually very helpful. And then the last grade 1 spot, we're only playing 10 grade 1s, and our last spot goes to 2 Dindrain. She's actually more useful in this deck now, because like I was just talking about, like this guy here, we're getting more soul, so you can afford to use her more often. Ironically though, we're playing less of her now, because this deck cuts down in its grade 1s to have more room for grade 2s, and especially the 3s. The 3s are where the real strength of this deck comes through. So for grade 2s, first I'm playing 3 Tornus here. This guy is pretty good. Once you get down to like 1 soul, he's a 12. Once you have no soul, he's a 17. The deck actually is really good about keeping up its soul now, so sometimes you don't get it, but like when you do get it, a 17 is a 17 all by itself, so it's pretty good still. Then I got 3 Wonder Ezel. We're not actually playing Ezel in the deck, so we're not going to be able to use his first skill, but his other skill, when you play him on rear, you get to call a card from your hand to rear guard. That's really helpful, because you can call this guy mid-battle phase, and then call a card from your hand to the field too and get more attacks off. So, and then our last grade 2 spot is 4 of this guy, Athels. When he's played, discard, look at top 3 of deck, call one, and put the rest in the bottom. So yeah, he's pretty good. Mostly you want to use them like we're using Wonder Ezel, call him in the battle phase, and then call more cards and do more attacks. And now for our grade 3s. As you've noticed, there was only 10 1s and there was only 10 2s, so we got a lot of extra grade 3s here, but we need them. So first off, we got our 4 Garmore. I actually really like Garmore in here. He's pretty cool. I don't get to use his first skill a ton, but his on-ride skill is really good. Just to call a card and then buff the field a little bit. I like it. Then we got 3 Pellinore. I would kind of like to play 4 just to see it a little bit more often, but there's no room, and 3 it works just fine most of the time. The fact that you don't even need this card for it to be good sometimes. So for one, this deck, because it maintains its soul a lot easier now, and can get off a lot more rearguard attacks than it did before. This card is scary. Like, you don't even have to actually like have this card for your opponent just to be afraid of it. If your opponent knows you're running it, they're gonna be afraid of all of your rearguard attacks, because if their rearguard attack goes through and you do have a Pellinore, you're now riding it, getting another cell circle, doing another vanguard attack and a drive check. So he's kind of scary. Yeah, it's pretty cool. And next we got 3 Mox Slash Dragon. This card is really good, actually. He's actually one of the like backbones of the deck. And as I just said, like with Pellinore, I would like to play 4, but 3 is working just fine, especially with this deck's ability to like search out and call cards and draw cards. Like at 3, you see him enough that it's not really a problem most of the time. So, but this guy's really good. When he attacks, you can counterblast, call a card from your hand to the rear, and he gets +5. So he creates another attack and he buffs himself. But typically, when you use this guy, you're gonna like attack with him, and then you're gonna call someone like, let's say, you're calling a Sagramore, and that Sagramore is gonna call a Wonder Ezel, and then that Wonder Ezel is gonna call an Athletes, and then Athletes is gonna call another card. So he's like, he creates an additional attack that creates an additional attack that creates an additional attack that creates an additional attack. So you can get off a lot of attacks. And this guy being able to call cards in the battle phase, as I said, he's one of the backbones of the deck, being able to initiate all these mid-battle phase combos. So yeah, he's a really good card. And our last grade 3, as you already see it coming, is our 3 Sagramore. Sagramore is a really good card. You play it, and it lets you draw a card and play another card. It's really good. So yeah, this deck's pretty cool. You already kind of have an idea of how it generally works from me just showing you how good Mox Slash is, in the sense that he calls a card that will call a card that will call a card. And then all those additional attacks like make your opponent like afraid of hitting, because if they hit, you might have a Sagramore and then ride a new Vanguard in the battle phase. So, not to mention Sagramore is pretty cool in the deck, with his skill as well. His first skill, that at the end of the battle a card attacked, or second skill I say, you can counterblast 1 and bounce it to hand. So you can like attack with, I guess, for example, attack with your Sagramore, and then bounce him to your hand, and then your Mox Slash can attack and put that Sagramore right back out in the field, and then use his skill to call another card. Yeah, this deck's pretty cool. It can do a lot of attacks. Yeah, it's fun, and it's pretty. You can build this deck pretty cheap. So thank you for watching. Hope you liked it.